Finally, let's take a look at some examples where we have to do more than one transformation in a single problem. So this problem here, f of x is equal to the square root of 2 minus x plus 3. And so the basic shape is the square root function, but there are a number of things, and this 2 minus x is tricky. We actually need to reverse the order of the x and the 2, so I'm going to factor out a negative sign and then make this x minus 2. So that's on the inside of that square root, and then we still have plus 3 on the outside. So we're actually looking at several transformations. This x minus 2 here is going to be a horizontal shift. The minus on the inside of the function is going to be a reflection. And the addition of the 3 will also be a shift. So it says do shrinking, stretching, and reflections first. So the very first thing we want to do is, if we start with our basic function, the first thing I'm going to do is reflect it. And it's a horizontal reflection because it's on the inside of the square root function. And this green function is kind of intermediate form. Next, we see that we actually have two shifts. X minus 2 causes it to shift 2 units to the right, but the plus 3 causes it to shift 3 units up. So we will anchor ourselves at this point, but realizing that the shifted function that we're going to be using is this green one. So we take what's green here, shift it again 2 to the right, 3 up, and then we want to draw the graph from this place. And this is our new graph. Next, let's take a look at example J, and there are a number of things that are going on here. We've got the negative in front, which is a reflection. We've got the 1/2 in front, which is a shrinking. We've got the plus 1, which is a shifting, and we've got the plus 2, which is also a shift. The basic function, though, is this cube, and this is what we're looking at for our original f of x before we do any translations or other transformations. So our f of x is equal to x cubed is the shape that we're going to start with. Next, some of the intermediate steps we have. This negative sign is going to cause the graph to flip down, and this 1/2 here is going to cause it to be shorter, and so the point at -1, +1 would then shrink down to 1/2, and then again causing this to be vertically squashed or truncated. Finally, the last transformation, this plus 1 is going to shift the graph to the left, and this plus 2 will shift it up. So our final graph is the dark blue one, and again we can see that the important inflection point is shifted to the left by 1, so it's at x is -1, and it's shifted up by 2, so it's at y is equal to 2. And again, it has this S-curve shape from the cube, but it is flipped upside down from the minus sign, and it's a little bit squat and short because of the 1/2.